I'm Deja, Queen Dej. I'm 22 years old, and I'm from Brockton, Massachusetts. This whole Black Lives Matter thing, it didn't just start with George. It didn't just start with Ahmaud. It didn't just start with Breonna. This has been going back since Trayvon. And this was something that became a nationwide movement. And so we were like, well, Brockton wants to be a part of that movement too. You know, we stand with it too. And so that's how it came about. It was just a moment of being fed up with everything and frustrated with the things that have been going on. I decided that I wanted to get involved with a peace rally in Brockton through a friend of mine. He had started to organize a march from West Junior High to the police station. And then at the last minute, he decided, like, this is too much, it's too overwhelming. And so I told him, like, well, wait, don't you think that we should still be doing this? Like, don't you think this is something that still needs to happen, especially for our city? Because we don't have anything going on right now in our city. And people think that we're just being silent and that we're gonna be silenced every time. And that's not right. And so I started, you know, spreading the word around. And then from there, Ollie Spears had reached out to me and said, hey, like, I saw you're organizing a rally. Like, can I help you? I'm like, sure, like, why not? And so Ollie got me in touch with the mayor, city council members, other city officials, the chief of police. I'm gonna be honest, I felt like alone that whole day. I was scared and I was worried, like, oh my God, like, this is me, like, I have nobody to back me up. But I had Ollie up there, Kenny, John Williams, I had, you know, just a whole bunch of people up there with me. So that was something I remembered fondly. And then the amount of people that ended up coming was what actually really, really made me, like, happy and feel honored and humbled.
I need y'all to do me a favor. If you have a sign, hold it up high. Because wow! Oh my God! Look around at yourselves, y'all! Make some noise! Come on, make some noise! Look at this! Look at these signs! Oh my goodness! So,
you know, for my grandmother being one of the very few Black women on the Boston police force, first and foremost, and then being the first Black woman to be promoted to head detective in her unit, she faced a lot of backlash. You know, first of all, not only just being a woman, but being a Black woman. And if you know, times haven't changed that much. Black women are still the last people to be considered for a lot of things. And when I told her about the rally, she kind of pushed me and was like, you have to do this. She just really wanted to see me, like, push for it. She's like, this is something that you need to do. And she's like, and you need to fight for it. The next morning, those emotions were lots of confusion, frustration, still some excitement, you know. I would say I was still excited because we did get our message across. We were able to be heard. I was just frustrated at the fact that it resorted to, you know, tear gas and, you know, people being shot with pellets and, you know, all these different things. Like, that just frustrated me. So I gathered about 30 volunteers and we mobilized right outside of City Hall in the parking lot. And we kind of set a perimeter and everybody just went, and we went with trash bags, rakes, brooms, garbage, huge barrels, and just kind of picked up any trash that we saw off the street. Black Lives Matter is not against police officers. That's not the point of Black Lives Matter. We're not saying that, you know, the police are the devil and, like, you know, all this stuff. That's not what we're saying. We're just saying that, you know, people forget about the Black lives. And so we need to remind people, yes, we matter. And, you know, we're tired of being killed and thrown in jail and raped and all these things by people who are supposed to be protecting us every single day. I need to see more diversity training in the police department, more education in the police department, mandatory diversity training, I should say. A lot more community policing and working alongside the police department, as well as the Citizens Review Board. That's something that I think Brockton really does need, you know, and we need to be able to hold these officers accountable for their actions without fear of retribution or without fear of anything coming back on us. And my biggest thing growing up was always, you know, I want to change the world, but I can't change the world if I can't even change where I'm at right now, or at least improve it a little bit more. So I'm like, well, why don't I start here and, you know, make Brockton what it really is, and that's the city of champions, and kind of help build it back up.